February 28, 2026, over 2,000 drones launched simultaneously, heading straight for American forces. This isn't a movie. This is happening right now, and what the US did next, no one saw coming. Let me paint you a picture. You're a US soldier at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. It's the middle of the night. You hear the alarm, then you look up. The sky is moving. Not jets, not missiles, drones. Hundreds of them. Small, cheap, expendable, and they just keep coming. Since February 28th, Iran has launched over 2,000 drones across the Middle East. Shahed 136s, Mohajer 6s, Babel 3s, wave after wave. This is the largest drone assault in human history. And today, we're breaking down why Iran chose drones over missiles, how the US is stopping them, and how they're not, and what this means for the future of warfare. Because what's happening in the skies over the Middle East right now, it's rewriting the rules of modern combat. Let's dive in. First question, why drones? Iran has ballistic missiles. They have cruise missiles. They could rain precision strikes from 1,000 miles away. So why send 2,000 cheap drones that fly at 100 miles per hour? Because Iran just figured out how to break the world's most expensive military, and it cost them less than a single F-35. Here's the math that's terrifying the Pentagon. The economics of asymmetric warfare. One Shahed 136 kamikaze drone costs $20,000. One Patriot missile to shoot it down costs $4 million. Launch 2,000 drones equals $40 million total. Shoot down all 2,000 equals $8 billion in interceptors. You see the problem? Iran isn't trying to win with drones. They're trying to bankrupt the defense. The swarm strategy. Since February 28th, Wave 1, 847 drones first 48 hours. Wave 2, 623 drones March 2 to 4. Wave 3, 419 drones March 5 to 7. Ongoing. 200 plus per day. Targets Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar, Al Dhafra Air Base, UAE, US Navy ships in the Persian Gulf, oil infrastructure, Saudi Arabia, coalition logistics hubs. They're not aiming for precision, they're aiming for volume. Because here's the genius. Even if 90% gets shot down, that's still 200 drones getting through. And 200 drones hitting fuel depots, runways, radar installations? That's not a failure. That's a strategic victory. What they're using: Shahed 136 kamikaze drone, range 1,500 miles, warhead 80 pounds, speed 115 miles per hour, cost $20,000. Mohajer 6 reconnaissance drone, range 125 miles, payload guided bombs, role, target spotting for the swarm. A Babel 3 decoy drone, purpose, overwhelm air defenses, no warhead, pure distraction. Cost $5,000. Mix them together, you get a swarm that thinks. The Babel 3S trigger air defenses. The Mohajer 6S find the targets. The Shahed 136S deliver the payload. It's low tech. It's ugly, but it works. So that's what Iran is throwing at us. 2,000 plus drones, waves every 48 hours. A strategy designed to drain resources and morale. Now here's the question everyone's asking. Can the US actually stop this? The answer is going to surprise you. Because the Pentagon isn't fighting this with what you think. They're not using Patriot missiles. They're not scrambling F-35s. What they're using, it's cheaper, faster, and absolutely brutal. Let me show you. March 3rd, 2026, Al Udeid Air Base. A swarm of 73 drones appears on radar, headed straight for the flight line. The base has 12 minutes. This is what happened. and it's unlike anything you've seen before. Layer 1, early warning. The second those drones take off in Iran, we know. Satellites, high-altitude drones, AWACS aircraft. The US has a sensor net so tight Iran can't sneeze without us knowing. Detection range 400 plus miles out. Response time activated immediate. Layer 2, electronic warfare. Before the drones even cross into coalition airspace, we start jamming. EC 130H compass call aircraft pump out electromagnetic interference. GPS signals scrambled. Communication links severed. Result: 3040% of drones lose navigation and crash on their own. Cost to us? Electricity. Cost to Iran? $20,000 per drone that lawn darts into the desert. Layer 3, directed energy weapons. This is where it gets sci-fi. High-energy laser weapon systems. Range, 3 miles. Cost per shot, $3 of electricity. Time to kill, 10 to 15 seconds. No missiles, no bullets. Just concentrated light burning through drone fuselages. We've deployed 17 of these systems across the theater. They're running 24/7, and they're cheap. A laser can engage 50 drones for the cost of 1 Patriot missile. Layer 4, the gun runs. For drones that get close, we send in the old guard. Modified A-10 Warthogs, 30mm rotary cannons designed to shred Soviet tanks. Turns out, they're really good at shredding plastic drones. 1 gun run, 12 drones destroyed. Cost: 300 rounds of ammunition equals $6,000. Compare that to $4 million per Patriot. Layer 5, the last resort. If everything else fails, that's when we use the expensive stuff. Patriot missiles, NASAMS, THAAD interceptors, but only for drones that make it through all other layers. Intercept rate so far, 94%. The results. Out of 2,000 plus drones launched, 800 crashed, 650 destroyed, 380 shot down, 120 got through. That last number is the one that matters. So we're stopping 94% of them. That sounds good, right? Wrong. Because that 6% that gets through, they're hitting fuel depots. They're cratering runways. They're forcing us to keep thousands of troops on alert 24/7. And Iran is launching more every single day. This isn't about winning individual battles. It's about attrition. How long can the US maintain laser systems running non-stop? How long before pilot fatigue sets in? How long before one swarm gets through when everyone's exhausted? Iran isn't trying to defeat us. They're trying to exhaust us. And here's the thing that should worry everyone. It might actually be working, but there's one more piece to this puzzle, something Iran didn't count on, and it's about to change everything. What if I told you the US is building its own drone swarm? Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. And unlike Iran's drones, ours think for themselves. Welcome to the future of warfare. And it's already here. Project Replicator. In August 2023, the Pentagon launched a program nobody talked about. Goal: deploy thousands of autonomous drones within 2 years. Timeline: we just hit that deadline. What makes them different? Iranian drones, pre-programmed routes, dumb flight paths. US drones, AI-powered, adaptive, collaborative. These aren't kamikaze drones. They're hunter drones. How it works: one operator launches 50 drones. Those drones communicate with each other using AI. Drone number 1 spots a target, shares with the swarm. Drones number 2 to 5 verify the target, prevent friendly fire. Drones number 6 to 10 calculate optimal attack angle. Drones number 1001 to 20 execute the strike. Drones number 1 to 50 provide cover and reconnaissance, all in under 30 seconds. No human input required after launch. The first deployment, March 8, 2026, classified location, the US launched its first counterswarm. Target, Iranian drone staging facility. Results, classified. But here's what we know. 200+ US drones deployed, mission duration 47 minutes. Iranian drone launches from that facility. 0 since then. Iran thought they innovated drone warfare. They didn't. They just forced the US to show our hand. And what we've been building in secret, it makes their swarm look like a toy. The philosophical wrap, February 28, 2026. The day Iran launched 2,000 drones. History will remember it. Not because of the destruction, not because of the casualties, but because it was the day we crossed a threshold. In World War I, we fought with rifles. In World War II, we fought with bombers. In the Gulf War, we fought with precision missiles. And now? Now we fight with swarms of autonomous machines, making decisions faster than humans can think, operating in environments humans can't survive, coordinating at a scale humans can't manage. 2,000 drones over the Middle East, that number will seem quaint in 5 years, because the Pandora's box is open, and everyone's building their own swarm now. China, Russia, North Korea, Turkey, Pakistan, even non-state actors. The barrier to entry just collapsed, and the world we're entering, where swarms fight swarms, we have no idea how to control it. The call to action. So that's the story. Iran's 2,000 drone gambit, the US response, and the future none of us are ready for. But here's what I need from you. Should autonomous weapons be allowed to make kill decisions without human approval, without oversight? Just algorithm versus algorithm. Drop your answer in the comments, because this isn't hypothetical anymore. It's happening right now, and if you want to see what happens next in this drone war, hit subscribe, because this story is far from over.